to live stream. Right, we're live. It's Friday night. It's bloody 8 o'clock, and it's time for Transformers the Show. I'm joined by Jamie and Andy. Not quite sure where Captain Alexis has gone, but let's get this. It's time for Transformers the Show. I'm joined by Jamie and
just saw your folders there, Paul.
yeah. It's showing you the folders, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next week we'll try the intro, but until next week, it's
next week.
You
ask
know
two
how the intro
questions.
goes.
Go, Andy, Jamie. Do you hear the sound? And we go, yes. Do you see the video? And then we'll go, no.
I think last week we had no sound. This week we had no video.
Yeah.
So
next week
maybe
we'll
next week
both.
we'll have both of them. You might even have Alexis. You never know.
Well, come on, calm yourself.
Right. Should we start off with some newsy news?
Oh, we do love the news. Is it just straight into
Yeah, do it, man.
Yeah, straight into the news. Right.
Is there any live chat? Have you switched that off, Paul?
There's 8 people, it says in the chat.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. I mean, and my comment's the only one that I can see at the moment, but I'm sure the others will pop up just as soon as they're feeling brave enough.
Hello,
Right. Jamie, I don't know if you're a bit more qualified to talk about this one because you've been monitoring this today, haven't you? So this was a teaser that was put up.
Yes, it was a teaser that there's basically you got the collector's edition with some art prints, etc., with the box and the stuff that everyone wants, although they didn't include the steel box, which people really like. The steel box is cunningly sold
separately, isn't it?
Separately, yes.
Yeah.
So some people will be buying both, not me. I'm actually not doing that.
We should clarify this is for Transformers the movie, the
animation
the one, yeah.
Yes, the animation 1986. And basically there's been other things released as well, posters done in 2 different types of paper, one like a holographic paper, another one a lithographic paper. I have no idea what those papers actually mean. I just went for the more expensive one because I thought that must be surely better. It has the word hollow in it, so it must be cool.
How it normally works, isn't it?
Yeah. And so so that stuff was it came live today about 10 to 12, or might have been sooner. It's 10 to 12 when I checked it. And then I messaged some groups and stuff. And so hopefully people had got this, which I think the Americans had like 2 months advantage over everyone else. And plus we've still got Zavi. So Zavi are very famous for cancelling your order. You know,
they are. Yeah.
You were like a Zavi ninja, you were today, mate, even though.
You've snuck in the back door there, Alexis. I didn't even notice you.
Like he always does on a Saturday night.
That's how they like it. With consent.
Who's
they give you tips?
Oh, because it's live, you have to say that.
Oh
yes, hello, Lucas. Right.
Hey, Lucas.
Yes, shut the door.
Someone's stuck in through the back door.
Shut the door. He's
Hello,
watching it live.
Lucas. Hello,
Thanks for that one,
Lucas.
Alexis. I'll explain that one
Right,
later.
let's keep the news going.
Right, okay, so that was the news about the Matt Ferguson prints, and obviously he did the artwork for the special edition.
A very Scottish sounding name there,
Blu-ray and
Ferguson.
things, and it's all very good. And there was the trainers, if people haven't seen them, the Optimus Prime high tops that were, I think, really put on to pre-order, or no, to buy, just outright buy, I think, at 6 o'clock. And Ben's Collectibles, Ben Davison, he popped his video because he's actually been sent a pair by Zavi. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I just watched the first minute or two, and then I had adulting to do. But they look interesting.
We will not bow down to any advertisement like Zavi. Zavi, do not send us anything. Send us stuff.
It's not how I feel. Send me everything, Zavi. Thanks.
You've got to be subtle. No.
He was.
I was very subtle.
He didn't say please.
Say, don't send us anything.
And then some of the other news. We had the announcement that Ron Perlman, the legend that is Ron Perlman, is going to be voicing Optimus Primal in the new Transformers Rise of the Beast film, which had a mixed reaction. Some people who are obviously fans of him were fairly pleased with that. And of course, other people were saying really it should have been Gary Chalk, or one or two people saying they've even taken David Kay because he did voice.
It should have been a Lawrence Olivier,
Prime
but he's
in
dead.
animated. Who?
Lawrence Olivier, but he's dead. So,
Oh, he just couldn't make it, unfortunately.
But you know what? Not to say that these people are wrong, because I don't think I think everyone's entitled to opinions, but I do think, unlike some people who are chosen, he's actually a character actor and a voice actor. You know, he's got pedigree and history in that, so it's not like they've just got a cheap version. You know, so
no, that's it.
At
least they've gone for a good actor, and he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he is anyway. I've always enjoyed watching his stuff, and like Hellboy, I always enjoyed.
But it's going to be lots of animations he's done the voices for, and you might not have even realised.
Yeah, you know? He's been in tons of stuff. But anyway, so that was.
He's got a face for animation, a face for radio. That guy.
Oh dear. Unlike us.
What an ugly, sweet bastard, isn't he?
Ugly, sweet.
That was it. He actually went live in the Beauty and the Beast back in the 80s, and they had to put that makeup on him just
to look better,
just not to scare the audience. Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah.
And then we had some more news. So there's a Transformers collaborative mashup. There's a couple that we know are coming. One of them is going to be an Amazon Prime mashup, which we're figuring is going to be. A Volvo Amazon Prime truck that will transform. At first, people were saying it was going to be Optimus Prime, but
or Bumblebee.
It's going to be a Volvo truck, so it might be a different robot. I mean, it depends how you feel about this. Seems to me like it's just a cash in, but anyway. And then the other one was Dracula. They're doing a Dracula Transformers crossover. I don't think we know yet exactly how that's going to work. I'm guessing one of the Bat Transformers.
I just don't know if it's a good idea doing a crossover with Amazon, because the whole point of Transformers is, you know, it would have to be a Decepticon to make sense. You know, someone who makes you want to work hard without breaks, and you know, if you spend more than 2 minutes taking a piss, you know, you're going to have like a test or something, a retina scan to see why you took so long.
But we do love you, Amazon. We do love you.
Just to touch on that, and the previous comment. So we've had just a comment in the chat from Mick saying Simon Phoenix would be a great actor to a voiceover for one of our beloved Transformers in animation. And just to touch upon your point there, I think Soundwave would make a really good Amazon Prime bad guy, because obviously Amazon Prime have all their drones, and he can have them dispatch like his tapes throughout the countryside.
Okay.
So,
and then we have Studio Series Jolt, and was it a version of Sideswipe as well that were leaked? Somebody's got hold of them. So there's Jolt, looking very jolty. And there he is alongside. Now, I don't know if that's actually a new Sideswipe, but it could be.
Sideswipe has always been crashed, doesn't it, from the side?
Paul's checking his Sideswipe.
I think it's not transformed properly, because it looks like there's a gap between the panels.
No, it looks like
there he is. Yes, it is a new Studio Series version of Sideswipe.
That isn't a gap. That's just because he's parked next to the guy in the blue car with those massive spikes on the side. So
Okay. So we'll move on though. But there he is. There's Studio Series Sideswipe. I guess, again, if you're into the Studio Series Beaver spots, this will be exciting news, I'm sure. And if you're Paul, because Paul loves his Sideswipes.
Oh, I
right,
do,
Paul?
yeah.
There he
like
is.
that one too. That one looks nice.
And then we had arguably the biggest news, for some people at least, this week, which was the Jurassic Park crossover event that's happening. Am I right in saying that these can't be pre-ordered certainly from independent sellers till December, I think it was?
Yes, Hasbro had ordered them to say they can't, put it up until people have sold out, and then Hasbro have sold theirs, and then they're ready.
Yeah. So what we've got is a repainted Megatron with, I think, a different head as well, which is called Tyrannicon Rex, and then they've called the Jeep Autobot JP93. Yeah, clever. JP93. You get it? I'm sure you get it. And they're going to be released in this 2-pack. And, there's a lot of Jurassic Park fans who are also fans of Transformers. So there's, quite a lot of excitement from some people about this. I don't know. How do you guys feel?
Well, I feel like the smaller retailers must be getting tired, because they've put this up as a pre-order but sold out, telling people it will be in stock once they're allowed to a certain date, where before they would have just been quiet and not put anything up. So they must be getting annoyed at this situation. And I think a lot of people, but some prices like 125, but if you get it from Amazon, it's like 110. It's cheaper because of the way, the exchange was that day, and transport. So it's feeling like it's cheaper to get it from America. Well, with Amazon, you're not sure if they might cancel, so you have to chase Amazon up to make sure you get it. But yeah, it's a hell of a lot of money to pay. I mean, I've ordered it, You know, because I think there's a lot of things that rip you off, like freaking IKEA. You try to buy something from IKEA and then postage, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm not minding too much about that. But the UK price seems really expensive in comparison to how much.
It often is, though, isn't it? I mean, they do
How
it as
much?
almost a direct. They take whatever the American price is in dollars and just price it as that over here, or slightly more. And that doesn't actually work on the exchange rate. You know, if you were doing it on the exchange rate, it would be cheaper. But we always get screwed that way.
It's generally been a bit cheaper, which I've noticed. You know, but this time this seems to be like Robot Kingdom prices, like I'm importing it from freaking Hong Kong, or you know.
You're paying 2 license costs, aren't you? You're paying Spielberg costs for the JP, and you're paying Transformers costs for Hasbro. So you're paying 2 license costs. That's all it is. Imagine if they were the Star Wars.
But that's
crossover.
nothing to do why one's freaking cheaper than the other, Alexis. You know?
No, just generally, it is.
No, you're just saying we're paying the British cost because they hate us.
It's the British tax.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So we get screwed on. The
Import
British
tax.
tax. It's nothing to do with the licenses.
How much does it cost? How much
Where are
does
you
it cost
based?
shipping-
Britain. Oh, that's going to cost
But
you.
the cost to ship things over right now is ridiculous. Like just
Yes.
generally, the price of things just for shipping because of all the PPE being shipped in. There's no space for anything else. So
You're trying to back up what you said. It still doesn't work, Alexis. No, sorry.
bloody well done. Imagine,
I know that
imagine
In Demand Toys and a couple of other places, I think In Demand it was, where I saw some comments from them saying that Hasbro have told them that basically everything's going to be 2 months behind. That you know, a lot of people who've ordered whatever figures they've ordered through, they're going to get them 2 months behind because of delays that apparently are affecting lots and lots of companies and lots of people. And does it come back to that Suez Canal thing or whatever it was when that ship
I
got
honestly
stuck?
don't know. 'Cause
Yep,
they mentioned something like China as well, and I was thinking, well, a lot of the factories are making their Transformer toys are not China, but it's making other stuff like Star Wars figures. Well, sucks to be a Star Wars fan, but yeah, looking at Amazon USA, even though it's an exclusive, at least they've opened it to the international market, which they haven't done before. Because normally they hold on to it, don't they, for a couple of days before changing their mind, or maybe a week later.
Well, we do have that then. That's big news.
It's not the general shipping cost; it's the actual raw materials costs.
Are you still in this?
Save that for the discussion. Save that for the discussion.
Bye, Alexis. Alexis, you're going through a tunnel. You're breaking up.
All I'm saying, right?
Oh, where's that mute button? For the love of God!
One very quick point.
You were wrong. You were wrong.
This is the news. The news. Do the news. Do the news.
I'm trying to do the news. Right, let's do the news. So there was another announcement of this. Now, this J Balvin Transformers crossover that is official. Now, J Balvin, I have no idea who the guy is. Apparently, he is a singer, and he was involved in the selection and the color design for these bots. And the one that we've seen so far is a repaint of a G1 Soundwave, and it comes with 2 cassettes. One's called Stripes Vibes, and the other one's called Buzzsaw Energy. So we do have some photos that were released. So that's part of the box. I skipped one there. No, that's right. So there you go. That's the back of the box, I assume.
It's rancid.
It
What does
looks a bit,
said?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's a little bit happy hardcore for me. It's like, what's going on? Is it 1992 again? And everybody's on.
Wow.
Yeah.
92 tasting that.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets a really random rifle that looks like half of Jetfire's rifle, to me anyway. Siege Jetfire, and then there you go.
Camouflage.
Was it Stripes here it was called? And there's the Buzzsaw, which is so white we can barely see it against that white background. And yeah, I guess for people who love Soundwave and maybe like these kind of quite niche, kooky crossover things, they'll pick it up. Me?
And they still haven't given us a blaster, have they?
Always back to blaster.
No, give us every other
blaster.
Piece of piss.
You'll give us this, but no blaster. God damn you all. And then moving on. Again, more confirmation than big news, I think. So we had these come onto, was it the Hasbro website, Jamie?
Yes, basically it's been going around Twitter and it was going around Facebook, and basically people had noticed the new BIOS cards had been up, or new pictures for the cards you might collect, and that's with Tigertron, was it Shadow Panther?
Yes, we got Tigertron here. We've got Slammer.
Yeah.
Which we can now apparently add to accessorize the Titan Metroplex, the one that they stopped selling 8 years ago, that everybody can really pick up easily for a cheap price.
Well, but they got there in the end.
Yeah. only took the 8 years. Pipes, which is the one I was excited about personally, and which, well, I mean, looking at it, it is going to be some form of huffer.
Although Paul will be upset because no doubt they won't fix the hand thing.
Just imagine if they fix the hands, Paul. That'd be good.
Be good.
Suit you.
They did, didn't they? It was a nice third-party kit to fix it, but
Yeah, well, I mean, I know, but I'm not paying for a third-party kit just to hide hands. I'd rather live with the hands, to be honest. Then we had Waspinator, which I might pick this up just because it's a bugger to find the Generations version. Although I do think the Generations version.
I saw one the other day, actually. I saw one the other day going mint on card for 40 quid.
Oh, what's it in the news?
And you good? And you're good. Just say it. What's a good price? Just
imagine how bad you'll feel, Paul, when I go on to the next picture and it is in the news. It's not. And this is Shadow Panther.
With the weird face. I don't know. Did they have a face?
Like a bone skull mask thing. I have no idea who this is.
But the other interesting fact was that some people noticed also the new cards for like Ratchet and Barricade. So there might be re-releases of those characters coming out, which is quite good. So it's an opportunity for people to miss out and again, be able to buy it from people, very expensive humanitarians from Facebook who have imported it from America.
That's it. For a bargain price, I'm sure.
Of £80 and a newborn child.
And then this is, well, I mean, it is mainline, but it's also not mainline.
Yeah, it's worth a mainline figure. You're right. Yeah,
it's the is it a filler kit, Alexis? Just for the mouth, for the maw, or something?
Toy hack stickers.
Is that it? Oh right, I thought it was that filler kit we saw before.
Stickers.
Oh, those are quite good. Like,
I mean, I'd have known if it was Toy hack stickers if you'd actually said that when you showed the photos. But anyway, yes, there it is, looking lovely there. Is that yours? Is that yours,
no.
Alexis? Oh,
no.
It's because it's in planet mode still. I just assumed for a second.
Yeah,
it's all right, doesn't it?
I can't wait till we have 100th. I've got it. 100th episode. We just all sit there while Alexis transforms Unicron, and we just all amuse ourselves and commentate.
I don't like it.
Mine's not in planet mode now. Mine's transforms.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow. Who'd you get him to do that? Oh dear. Right. And moving on. This is the big news. I'm sure you're all excited for. Transformers Cyberverse, Cyberverse Adventures. You've got these new figures, which are news. So we've got to share it. The kids like this, and I'm sure
down with the kids. Down with the kids.
So you've got Wheelgrim, which is made up of Wheeljack and Grimlock. It will not surprise you to know, and they combine into one interesting-looking bot. And just
I remember these. They smash together, don't they?
And there it is. That looks like Robots in Disguise did a series of figures that joined together, and they were terrible as well. So that looks like that.
An aliens thing, doesn't it? Like an alien's ripping out of his chest.
His face. Oh my god, that's terrifying, Joe. There you go, kids. There's some nightmares for you.
It's like Hot Wheels meets Transformers. Smash.
Yes, who'd have thought cars and Transformers. And then there's the Super 7 figures. These are the next wave. I think, is it wave 4? Or is it wave 7? I can't even remember how many waves they've gone through. But you've got Fallen Leader Optimus Prime, because we've got enough dead primes. We may as well have another one. So there he is.
You know, I just look at that and I just think, is that the Netflix version of Prime? They mean like grey, dull, boring Prime from Netflix series.
Yeah, but what did they call him from? Oh, you mean just the character?
Yes.
What did they call the toy one again? Because they didn't call it Fallen Leader, did they?
The alternate universe.
Yeah,
Prime.
Alternate universe. What?
Which is probably better than Dead Zombie Prime.
It'd be like Heaven because he's dead. Oh, no, sorry, the Allspark or wherever they go. Anyway, Galvatron there, and Starscream with his King Starscream with his coronation crown on, looking lovely, and Hot Rod.
Like the artwork for this.
Well, actually looks pretty decent.
And then other news, big news, certainly for our American cousins crossing the colonies, is Hasbro PulseCon is happening this year in the fall, which is apparently in America means autumn. So they will be having some kind, I think, actually having an event, but if not, it's an online event. It won't be as good as TF Nations, but it'll be there. So I'm sure people will be able to watch it, and Hasbro won't charge a fortune.
On like TF Nation.
Oh yeah, well. Sad face. Yeah. And then we can have some third-party news.
So just to pick out some of the comments in the chat, which
you do that while I'm just queuing this
sounded quite good. So Baldersu was saying, do you reckon because we've got Scamper, will Metroplex get a reissue potentially or a retool, which is
might get a new version.
Might get a new version as well.
Because it can be improved upon.
I'm Too Slick said he loves reviews, loves a bit of Subverse, and we concur as well.
I told you.
Stuart Pitt said, childhood trauma prime. That's a good one. That's a new name for him as well. And then someone else commented and said, what if we got Star Wars crossover figures? They cost even more because they come from a galaxy far, far away.
We've had Star Wars crossover figures and they were terrible.
Yeah,
so if they're going to do them again, they better not be as crap as they were.
Alexis, I thought that was us that said that.
Yeah, it's my joke. I want to get it there.
No. Really?
Someone else said, "Oh,
it helps. It wasn't worth it, Alexis."
It's expensive because we always tax them on our tea. So challenge is 95.
But that's not to do with the Amazon cost.
Anyway, news. Third-party news with Alexis.
So this is renders or prototype. Sorry, it's a bit further than renders now of X-Transport's Groove. Which is interesting because I just find it funny how they've released a figure. They have no idea what the next one's going to look like yet. We'll just work it out.
This isn't the one we showed the other week, is it?
The one which was in color? Yes. No, so that was NMC. That was NMC.
Oh, right.
So this is X-Transport. It's the one figure that I had it broke and I had to send it back, and I have now given up on this particular combiner because I just don't have confidence in it. And I've never given up on the combiner. So this is him. It looks good, but again, it's just it's gonna be touch your left ear. That sort of job. So
okay. Couple of fembots.
Now I did put the name of the person on who did this. Have you got that to hand as well? Or do I have to look it up?
No.
Didn't you forget the name last
For
week?
the love of God, Alexis, you're supposed
You're the one who wants to put the customs up. It would be good to just remember.
Stop putting it in the news folder for the love of all that's holy.
Remember, Paul did say you could write in text and put it on the picture, the name of the person doing it. I thought personally that was black magic when he suggested that idea.
Devil man.
Yes. We're not going to do logical stuff like that. Get stuff.
So this isn't news. Sorry if you're watching and you're expecting.
Sorry, these are very nice customs, and if you are the person who created these customs and you're watching, it's excellent work. Don't get me wrong, but blame Alexis for not sorting it out properly.
I didn't write the name in the chat.
That rifle is bigger than she is.
It's a custom-made rifle as well.
Well, women in the big guns, see.
Control yourself, Jamie. And there you go. Look, a nice crouching position there. And then we're on to the most important of all news of all time.
Every week.
More shots of prototype of Double Dealer. And they've given him like an extra robot mode thing that somebody was commenting is supposed to be like a Decepticon version of the Autobot robot mode. And it's got like a helmet on it now. And
but let's face it, when you had it in robot mode, everyone left the wheels open a little bit and just put wings out, didn't they?
No,
everyone did that. I did that.
I think it's just
I would have done that.
You would just be awkward, Paul.
No, you get the wings out, don't you?
I would do the
opposite. Like Cyclonus always put his wings out.
Do you?
And this is
it doesn't look as good.
Angel mode. This is so obviously these are the two
Knock and Scar.
Knock and Scar, and Scar now comes with a robot mode, which is interesting because obviously he wasn't just a bat.
He was a bat, yeah.
He was a bat, and he still is a bat. So you can have a bat. There you go. So
yeah,
crouching bat, hidden robot. So crouching bat, hidden robot. There we go.
And there it is with it's the bird. Looks like the is it supposed to be a hawk? I can never remember. It looks like a vulture, but anyway, it looks like the hawk head on top. It's like dive bomb.
Is he a hawk? I thought it was a vulture.
No, he's not. He's definitely not a vulture because everybody always thinks he is because of the way, like the design and the look. But he wasn't. He's down with something. Oh, he's a falcon. That's it. He's supposed to be a falcon. He looks more like a vulture. Always has, which would have made sense with the character. But there you go. And then there was are these New Age?
Yep, New Age.
Technically,
you lads explain these ones.
Hubcap looks good.
Didn't he come out originally in 1986? Double Dealer.
No, 88.
88. So he was a millennial, wasn't he? So technically, he's a millennial Falcon.
Elian just said Comia has a wonderful cranial fortitude. That's a good way of saying she's got big heat.
Rudy's pointed out this is now Double Dealer, the show. I'm liking where you're going with that, Rudy. That's the way forward, I think. We got loads of photos of these guys. So
we'll just whisper them. New Age love repaint, don't they? The hubcap one looks good. Good faceage.
Hubcap.
Great old face. You can see his little hubcappy cups.
They're showing the back feet now. So
is that supposed to be someone like a character? This one because I don't recognize it. Or is it just we've just painted him a different colour?
No. So what they've done, instead of releasing the hubcap and bug bite, they've decided, oh no, we'll do them and make you pay twice if you want both those characters.
There's the back of the feet there.
That's cool.
Hubcap vehicle mode. Quite like the colours on that one. It's a slightly evil looking one.
Evil be
Bug bite, I presume.
yes.
Looking a bit sassy there.
Yeah.
Stepping out on the town.
There we go. That's after the 19th of July. That is that shot.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, they look nice enough.
Just a bit penalty.
Yeah.
Not penalty. There's just a lot of.
I'm not sure what that pose is supposed to represent.
Well, it's like Kevin from
Is that the end of the night?
That's the end.
Trying to get home.
the Harry Enfield show. Kevin.
He's trying to hail a taxi, isn't he?
Oh dear.
Ah,
Yeah. I like that one. Diving in the pool. Again, the
There we
shot
go.
from behind just to show the.
Obviously, that's the end of the runway. They're turning around now, going back
Glyph.
to the rest of the room.
Glyph, the blue one.
I think. Why are we?
Biff.
Why is the semi? Why is semi?
yeah, that's what I'm Slick 2 review said.
Oh, Glyph. Glyph, not Biff. I think he said Biff like Biff Tannen, which would have been awesome. And anyway, this goes on forever. So there you go. Looking nice. For those of you who are big New Age fans and decide you want lots of versions of basically the same toy, this is a dream come true. And then we're on to this. And we all love a KFC.
So that they released images, renders of this a long time ago. When they originally did it, so you could buy the trailer, the main robot, and then the God Armor as 3 separate pieces, and it still looks like this is what it's going to be effectively. So you're buying just this at one time, and that was about 3 years ago. So Fans Hobby had been out about 6 months, and then this came out, and then it just disappeared. So I was like, oh, that's a shame, because I prefer the look of this. I think it looks weird generally as Prime.
That is the tribute, isn't it, to the end of the UK Marvel Comics when he dies after defeating or helping to defeat Unicron.
Yes,
and he's laid there, what's left of him.
But he comes
and that
back.
looks terrifying. He does come. He always comes back. We know that.
Yeah, it's more like a wee sleep he had
on the quest to make more money.
Wasn't it? Was it? Someone shared. Was it? Someone shared this sort of like comic screen, and I don't know if it's true because I can't remember that. But he said was Optimus Prime's dying words was to Ratchet, just as a joke. He said, "I always thought you were a prick" or something like that.
I think that was a joke, but a good one. If it was, it's just into Prowlsy. I never liked you. Leave the tables alone. I don't know. I look at that and then I think about is it Powermaster that you guys have got?
Yeah,
there is a comparison. I put as a comparison shot a bit later on if you've got that.
Should possibly depends whether you shared it at the same time as the other ones or whether it was randomly thrown in.
I don't like his feet though. His feet look like the Optimus Prime that Chug had. The big sort of Powermaster Chug version.
Yeah.
The feet just look kind of stilty. Like high heel.
Yeah, they're not the best. I like the base mode. The base mode's very.
Base mode's very good. Very G1.
They're not
exactly
like 2 G1 like the whole thing.
Possibly, yeah. But it's nice.
But
there we are.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'll still take Powermaster. I think there.
There's still different styles really. Again, he looks tall. Again, it sounds like he's gonna be taller. I still think the Make Toys version is probably my favorite. Oh, I've moved shelves. I don't know where the fuck he is. I have no idea where he is. He's somewhere.
His legs. He's saying now they want some fried chicken. Who wants fried chicken?
Don't they? Really crapped legs.
Yeah,
Dave wave his blues after fried chicken because of the KFC.
What's next?
Alexis.
That is detailed.
Now he said they're made by Tiger, but I think they're actually they're TFC because again, looking at there's 2 of them. You've got the tank, which is it's a Tiger tank effectively, and then you've got a helicopter as well. I think it's off the TFC's range. It was on Dame Chalk, but there wasn't any information, and obviously I googled it extensively, and
oh sorry, it's got to carry on. Of course you did.
And I couldn't find anything. Just Did
you try going back to the Dame Chalk thing? Because they always put a little, even if it's just a sentence saying what it is and where it's come from.
Yeah, it said Tiger.
Fantastic.
That was
there
it.
You go.
I thought
sometimes I don't put much.
Maybe it's referring to Tiger Tank. And I thought, and then
There's
it had
the
this next to it, and it still said Tiger. I was like, okay, Tiger. But again, the Tiger. I was like, okay, so is this a new company or is this actually TFC?
I've no
So
idea.
please, someone in the comments who
can use Google.
yes, because I did use Google. I did find a
Anybody
lot
who
of
can
stuff.
use Google
It was
more
a-
effectively
it was-
than our computer expert
Oh no, no,
Alexis.
it was effective. It just wasn't related to this. You know,
All
I
right.
can't really comment on what I found, but that's just,
Oh dear. Right. Okay. And then you were saying, Alexis, this is the comparison shot, really?
yeah. So on the right hand side you've got Kingdom Scorponok from Beast Wars. On the left hand side you've got Transform Element Scorponok, and the reason I've shared this is because the Transform Element version is meant to be a legend scale. So how small is Kingdom Scorponok? Because I thought he was going to be a much bigger version, but he just looks, a different size Scorponok, like he's more buffed out. That I know it's just really bizarre.
It's the Scorpionox who's been on furlough for a year.
It does
Then,
look like it.
then you've got the Scorpionox who's not been.
He's, the one on the right's definitely been ordering from KFC during the lockdown.
And
Look at the size of the stickers as well. I'm just very surprised because again I know the rat traps are the same size because the Kingdom rat trap is a legend scale or core scale, isn't he?
Yeah,
Core class. This must be core class then.
Yeah, but
It looks so tiny.
the one on the left has got high heels though, isn't it? To give him that height.
I thought he was the same.
It's giving
I
him a
thought
bit
this
of
guy
height.
was the same size as Cheetah or a bit, like deluxe size.
No, he's a
but
bit
not-
smaller. He's just a bit smaller.
He's gonna be core class. It looks like. So
He's not core class.
There's a lot more plastic there. It's just
Yeah.
it's more
He's chunked out
girth
more.
than height.
It's almost like
Which-
an elephant sat on him and you just squashed him a little bit,
what do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? If they were the same price, which one would you get?
RFI's just
The
going
chunky one.
knock.
I identify with that character.
It's tickle me in. Thank you. Right.
Fair
Okay. And then MMC.
A bit more, So I think the song goes run, 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 run.
Oh,
Because they're all
Okay.
running.
and who?
I can't remember what the MMC figure is actually called though, but these are
No, I can't remember either.
Any faces of wrong.
That's it.
Which
So,
wrong are you today?
There you go.
What
Ooh.
was that? Was it was quite a dilemma, wasn't it, about a comic scene which was written in the Earthrise Wars where was it in Etima? This Simon Furman had written about being stuck up him or something like that. I'm not sure. It was something like that. Something cylinder being stuck up the backside, and that causing a sort of annoyance. So I just wondered if that's the different faces.
The different moments.
Yes, as it goes
Different
deeper and deeper,
stages.
it goes, "Oh my god,
It
he's
means-
actually going for it."
Didn't he get his head?
Anger.
Didn't he get his head shot?
Acceptance.
and
He got
then
his
pleasure.
Ooh.
That's not as bad,
And,
actually.
That's
He
the
got his
same
head shot
face Paul pulls when he realizes he's got cheese in. Ooh. There we go. Right.
It is going for a little a whole story. This is disappointing personally because again, very good robot mode transforms into the same Bumblebee bug. So it's obviously the studio series.
It's like an angry chav.
It's the
Scottish viewers.
Transcraft
Chav means Ned.
TC02R
Ned,
Red Jump,
yes.
or
That's
it's like a
Ned.
movie Cliff Jumper, isn't it? Like the Bumblebee
Yeah.
movie Cliff Jumper, or at least
There'll
a similar
be-
style.
Is it Toy World or Zeta? Maybe Zeta. I think it's Zeta. It looks like Zeta. It could be or Pioneer. It could be,
Yes, anyone.
They all did one. There was like
This will
four.
be
Transform
by
Element.
Tonka
like four.
Toys.
There was like four of them. Four
Stickle
different
bricks.
versions of this.
Sticklebrick. Oh, it's got. Oh, I love Sticklebricks. Bring them back.
Do you remember Gimbo?
No.
Gimbo
I
used to,
never
like,
knew
big
them. Man.
plastic thing. Put in the garden. Oh, it was good. Gimbo was good. Anyone knows Gimbo in the chat? Shout out.
All the big gimbal lords. Right. Yeah, I mean the car mode looks nice. And
Yeah,
actually, I don't mind the robot mode really, but
Number 5 is angry wank. Sorry.
We don't like that type of language.
still
Nothing
reading through the pictures. Maybe that should be the discussion for the show.
Angry
There we
wax,
go.
do you do them and
Is
how
it-
often?
It's in the lineup, is it? Number 5, step forward.
Far
And
too
if you could just.
I like the car mode.
Are
I
you
think
still
the
angry?
vehicle
The end
mode
of an
looks good.
angry wank? That's the question I would like to know.
Mm,
And then
that's the
we had this,
discussion.
didn't we? We had some non-color prototype pictures, but I'm skipping through them a bit more quickly because
Well, you should do.
so that's Hoist, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ooh.
this is it. Was so
Nice.
Which they've
and
done from the Trailbreaker.
They
or Trail
haven't. They haven't released Trailbreaker. So Trailbreaker is still
Well.
still yet to come out. So they reckon Trailbreaker's going to drop soon-ish. Fanstoys are trying to knock it out the park a little bit this year.
Do you
And
not
now
think
they've-
their
and now
toys
they've-
are being quieter? Like they're not releasing toys all the live long day because they're a bit worried about Hasbro.
I have
They had a
no
bit of a
idea.
brush with them. So they were saying that
No.
the other day on Fans Toys Masterpiece.
I don't.
Like,
I
if
think,
they wanted to, they could release a lot of things now, but they're not.
I don't know because I mean I don't think so. I think they've been struggling with trying to get things out new, which is why they've been doing their re-releases, if it makes sense. So they've obviously had a lot more. They've re-released what Dinobots and something else I can't remember.
Right, cool.
MGW, we like to call
but
it Bucky instead of Buckfast.
But the number on this, right, 26. I think that someone said that's Chomp's old number, 26. They replaced it, so that's an interesting sign to say it's like bumped up a little bit.
Well,
but there's also as RFI says, there's a Trailbreaker color reveal as well. Like looks more rendered.
Because there it is. Because
There
I
is,
found it for us.
And that looks
I
like
like
an
to do
actual
my
bot.
research. So there
That looks like an
is-
actual bot.
Look at this. I mean, I mean, I won't buy it, but even I would be impressed to see this in hand. It looks pretty cool.
They're not too necro.
The extra
Probably.
spots
That's
one.
part of the
The
reason
extra-
that thing puts me off it, but then it still looks good.
I don't
There's
know if
something
it's
about
because
it that still appeals.
I don't know if it's because we've got the chug version, which is a bit chunkier, but he looks like he's been working out more, hasn't he? He's been going for
He looks
morning
like-
walks.
It looks like a superhero.
This one
doesn't it?
does,
Like
yeah.
Superhero
Yeah.
pose. Yeah.
It-
The Extransports one's very good, and you get that one second hand for about 85, brand new for 100. They did it in the X version. I imagine I haven't seen prices, but I imagine this is probably going to be in the region of about 150. Their Tesla 2.0 was 140, I think it was, or 120.
Comes with this little
And
radio dish thing.
Dinobots are close to 200. If you're looking at one of their sort of like these two guys on the outside, oh, that's interesting. The Huffer.
Yeah.
Released that one, on the right hand side. So the one on the right hand side is 90 quid. Their Beachcomber is 90 quid. So
There he is, just chilling.
Well, they're
But
bro.
how much he costs? Wow.
you know, he's
Thinking
like
about the prices.
he's doing what everyone does, right? He's taking a poo. He thinks, how much am I being paid whilst I'm pooing right now?
Okay.
Right.
So Alexis's boss is if you're if you're wondering why he's away from his computer for so long, now you know. All right, and that was the news.
Good news. Right.
Just go
on
back to our chat
pickups.
then. Just go back to our chat then. Sorry, just
Yeah,
to touch
cool.
on
Just
some of
change
the
the
points.
show format. That's fine.
Yeah, just jump in,
Two
Alexis.
things we've never
our-
done before on the fly
Well,
when we're live.
We're interacting with our chat. So RFI says good head sculpt. Very happy with X Transpots. Bullazoo was saying, is it Jim Bow potentially for that the red Bumblebee, which is called Cliff Jumper, I think his name is. Dave's Wavendale Blue is he thinks the Predacons drew the short straw in the designs. Maximals were always way better, which is quite interesting as well. And then I'm going back a bit further.
Are you going to do this for the whole show?
Oh, and
He
hi,
is.
Gav,
This is
and
you
everyone
know,
said
like
hi,
on was it like Jeremy? No, not Jeremy Kyle. What was the one that used to be on Channel 5? It was like a topical
Who was
discussion
watching
program.
Jeremy Kyle?
And they'd always go over to a lass who was sat
Jeremy
near a
Vine.
monitor, and she'd have
Yeah,
like a
I'm the
laptop in
lass.
front of her, not
And
a tablet in front of her, and she'd always be reading off the comments from the viewers, and that's what
And
Alexis's
then
job is now.
Brad Alexander XL was saying Thanos the tank, which is quite a good one where he had it posed and he looked like a Thanos. So there we go.
Right. Who would like to go first? Jamie, go for it, sir.
Yes, pickups. I got a couple of pickups this week. I got 6 gun for
Fucking spotlight you.
£10.
Bargain.
Yeah, because the whole thing about it is like you're always needing extra guns sometimes for some of your figures, you know, especially some of the legend figures or even your bigger figures that don't come with like Arsenal. And basically 6 gun is basically just full of guns. So £10, I've got all these guns now, which I can use for other figures. So I'm going to be ripping them apart because I've already got a 6 gun and giving guns to figures that are missing it. So that's a fantastic buy for £10.
It really is.
And I got Takara Cup for £10 as well, which is almost worth it just for the Target Master, you know. So this is fantastic, and
That's cheap.
he's my favorite copy as well. So I'm really glad to actually have this, you know, another copy of this. But the Target Master is great because I can customize that and give that to Cyclonus. Oh, I wouldn't need to because Nightstick's coming out with I've forgotten who he's with again. Is it in the Infernal repaint Nightstick? So I probably wouldn't need to do that, but I can use them for another figure. And
Artfire.
and yeah, Artfire, and not to be confused with Owl Fire. Now I have got this from In Demand. This was I think on sale, something like £12, or was it £13 or something like that?
It was £12.99, I think, but
Yeah,
we're splitting hairs, aren't we?
Yeah, and Gav excitedly shared this on on our Facebook Transformers UK. So I thought, you know what, I quite like this guy because I've actually got him twice already, but I prefer the face because it's like the cartoon, like Rebuff, like it should be, instead of the face mask. So I'm happy to get that, and I love the box. So what I'm going to have to do is take this out, and what I might do is swap the Titans Return figure into there.
That's what I did with my Chrome Dome, Jamie.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. I wondered where I got that brilliant idea from, and it was from you, Andy.
They usually are. They usually are, Jamie. I just don't like to say.
Yes. Now, another thing I got this week, and this is just like the cover, is I got Covenant of Primus. Now, I've been after this for a while, and because this book came out before I really started collecting or getting onto the Transformers scene, and it was very expensive. Wherever you see it, cost quite a lot. And I paid £90 for mine, which is actually still a hell of a lot. That includes postage, but it is bloody heavy, so it is quite big. So I can imagine that. But yeah, so it comes like obviously in another box, which you open up, and it's got the plastic
Bloody
covering
hell.
to protect it. So it's quite huge. And then you've got this mask ring, which is massive. I'm going to stick this up in the wall, actually. And you've got electronics at the back, which I probably should have remembered to switch off since I used it last night. And it kind of still works.
That's crazy.
And then you'd open up that. Oh, it's closing again. I've got closing away. I don't know if you go the wrong order. Does it blow up or something like that? I don't want to risk it. But obviously it has the book inside, so I've obviously taken the book out because you don't want to hang it up with the book because it probably just break your wall because it is very heavy.
It's not the sort of thing you can read covertly in bed, is it?
No. But then I've got the book here, and the book is absolutely gorgeous. There's lots of words, so I've got to read it. But there's fantastic artwork as well, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. Yeah, it's I'm delighted, and anyone who's got this, you're very lucky, and anyone who's read reviews can see why it's a great thing to have. So I'm glad I managed to get it for like about, as I said, £90. Which to me is a good price just now. So that was brilliant, and obviously you've got instructions for it as well, just in case.
Are any of the stories which are is the book published anywhere else? Is it unique to that particular?
I honestly don't know because I haven't really read it, but it seems to be quite unique. Although a lot of the artwork would probably appear in other places as well, and it's more like put together. But I honestly don't know. I honestly don't. But, to me, it's like the whole thing. It's the whole package. It's a ridiculously massive face mask, the massive heavy box. It's the book hidden inside there. It's coming out. I don't know. It's almost like you're cosplaying coming across, an ancient book, which is going to tell you a story of something that actually happened. And I like the way that's set out. It's playing to your imagination, and that's brilliant. And sometimes I think we forget that. So that.
What you mean? I don't mean it's got prestige.
We were also moved by your words there. We all had to take a moment.
Stop.
We did, yeah.
And last things I got this week were Crank and Ratchet and Scarlet Nexus. And that's it.
Andy, what did you get this week? Your big.
I am not fully in the Jamie club, but kind of in the Jamie club. I got the highbrow reissue one, because my favorite G1 Headmaster, the only one I had as a kid, and I just I could not resist picking it up. So I didn't, because Claire did. She bought it for me and it arrived. I was moaning on about, I think I'm going to get that. I know I've got it, but I think I'm going to get it because, it comes in the packaging. And I probably should I don't know. Maybe I should get. They're only 20 quid, really.
I'm going to have to get all the boxes now, you bastard.
Why have you not got this one? I just assumed you had them all. It is a thing of beauty. The only thing I find slightly weird, this is going to be a weird complaint, so just bear with me, right? So I obviously work in schools, like Jamie. And when you work in schools, it's weird what things remind you of kids that you work with. They've changed the art for Highbrow's face and head to match kind of, the toy. But the way they've changed it, it looks, and this is going to sound weird, it looks a lot like a kid that I work with. Every time I look at it, I go, Jesus, that's weird. It just freaks me out. But I love it. I love the box art. I haven't taken it out yet to compare with the Titans Return one. I have previously watched a couple of videos of people reviewing it and comparing. So I might do the figure swap thing, put the other one in. But yeah, I've been umming and ahhing and on the fence about this for so long, and finally got it. And that was thanks to Claire basically getting sick of me going on about it. So thank you, Claire, if you ever watch this, which you probably won't, but thanks anyway. That's it.
Thanks,
short and
Claire.
sweet. Just like Alexis.
Awesomeness. I'll go next. So I got today, I'll spotlight my face first.
Spotlight my face.
So I was really enjoying collecting Legends and a little bit of Chug. And I really wanted to start building up Studio 86, the movie 86. I wanted to have like a little display with them all on. And if you collect Legends, it's quite hard because there's not that many good ones to get. The Cyclonus, Magic Square Cyclonus is probably the best of the bunch. And I picked up some Kingdom ones. So I got Cyclonus. I absolutely loved him. But today I picked up my first Fanstoys robot, which is Fanstoys Quietus. So got him. He's my only pickup for this week. I've always wanted Cyclonus. I've always wanted the Fanstoys one, and managed to get him for a really good price from Mark. So thank you, Mark, for that. And he is the star of my movie masterpiece collection, which I can probably put Optimus Prime, Powermaster Prime in with as well. So thank you. So I feel a bit dirty because I've got my first Fanstoys bot, but he's a good one, and I might pick up a few more. So cheers, Mark. Awesome price. Right. Who would like to go next? That would be you, sir, wouldn't it, Mr. Alexis?
Is that a slippery slope now? Then now you've got that one. Does that mean you're gonna? Would you consider? Have you transformed him? Have you?
I've only just picked him up just before the show.
Okay.
I will transform him, and I spoke to Mark about him. He is coming to he's going to that shelf.
Oh, good.
He does look like amazing.
So I'm fucking about with a bot here.
Which Mark is that?
Mark Granger, who we met in Newcastle, and his brother. It's just stopped now.
Yeah, do you want me to talk about pickups, or are you still talking? Sorry, I don't mind. All right, cool. So I got a few pickups this week as usual. Sorry. I rebought Planet X Cadmos. I had this a while back. I sold it, and I thought, because I think last week I bought the who was it in the sale, Chrome Dome and Rewind from Kapow. So I thought I'm getting a Lost Light shelf. And I remember seeing Cadmos Star Saber in the Lost Light shelf. So I thought, this is the IDW stylized Planet X to IDW stylized bots, and I thought, it's a good price, second hand again. So I got off the groups. I got this guy. So that's one. I finally got my MMC Eris as well. Jimmy took some wonderful photographs off last week, so I'm eager to get that out as well.
When did you get Eris? When did it arrive?
Tuesday.
I'm glad they got my email, because I told him, I said, that Alexis guy, he doesn't want it in a rush. Just take your time.
Yeah. About a week later, it'll be fine.
Yeah, we're both in the same show. I'm going to do mine first. He's okay with it.
I've then branched out and got something a little bit interesting, which is SH Figuarts, little, what they're called, like impact crater. And the idea is that it splits into like 4 components, and you can create impact craters. I thought that was pretty cool. I could have potentially like different types of poses with some of the bots, or like in fight scenes, potentially like a little bit more battleware. I've got a couple of desert scenes that I haven't broken out yet because the room's getting there. It's not quite there yet. So I got that as well. And then I got wherever the box is, this guy, MP52. So I think I was one of the first ones to get this guy. Really happy with him. I've only got him out today and transformed him and a little play. And straight away, I love this guy. This guy is amazing. Like sculpt the actual the paintwork and everything. Arafai was saying you should call him MP 52 Shades of Grey because everyone's talking on how grey he is, and I didn't realize it. I think just to feedback on that, he looks toon when you take a photograph of him. It's like the grey. It's weird. He looks like almost like he's like cell shaded. But there's some really clever things about him, like in like the null rays, as for example. I'm not going to go on too much about this character, but just some clever little things. Because again, if you want to watch a good review of him, Deluxe put one up last night. I've watched that. I watched his to transform him as well. Because again, I was I didn't want to rush and do hard pant from potentially breaking. So I had like 20 minutes before the show to do this. But little things like this, like you can actually pick up his null ray under it and turn it around, turn around the correct way, and then it turns into one of those missiles. So it's a universal. So I know that on
that's
the original.
Cool.
It's just little clever things like that. So the original MP Seeker, which is what I was fucking about with, to see if I could actually transform him. So this doesn't compare, right? I know it's not transformed properly, but let's face it, right? That's 10 years apart, literally. The sculpt work on the actual gun, on the Megatron's gun, is quite phenomenal. And the fact you can put the blast effects on the gun as well is amazing. The original Seeker, I was going to say, comes with 2 different, you come to the missiles and the null rays. The Make Toys one, which I've got here, you take off the front of the null rays and you can replace them with missile heads, so you can alternate that as well. The other thing as well is there's 2 canopies in this. So you remember how the MP grapple, his ladder folds inside him. This is the same with this spot here as well. So in here, I don't know if I can get it open. You've actually got the actual canopy inside here. That's the main canopy there for his mode, which completely Constantine is down, and in play mode, this is actually hidden underneath, which is quite clever. I'm not going to get it back now, am I? So that Constantine is in. I think Deluxe called it. He hasn't got a waist swivel. I haven't even have. That's quite difficult. But apart from that, I mean, the hands, individual fingers, posed, they're all bent. How Scourge has got like claw on one hand, to make a little bit. It's like that almost. But I must say, and the leg. Paul Farley will like this. It's very similar to the New Age Seeker. How the leg actually folds into itself.
Here's up nicely.
So when you take this out, you fold all the wing back inside itself, and then it just clips in, it pegs in. So it's a little bit tabby in the sense that you've got to get tabs in the right place. Nothing feels brittle at all.
What's that grey ribbon coming up his bum?
That's the bit which Constantine is down and hides the actual cockpit.
Right, okay.
But it seems you can see here it's got 2 cockpits. So you've got the cockpit into the cockpit. It's just because I haven't pushed it back in.
So
properly.
one's a fake cockpit then, which you do with all the shug figures too.
Yeah.
Could I ask you a question? I think Alfire put it up in a video which I've not actually watched because it just came out tonight, I think. He was saying, do you think Starscream represents the idea that they're going to continue doing MPs, or is it the last swan song before Hasbro start to move forward? Are Hasbro just going to do more crossovers so we end up paying MP prices, like for the Jurassic Park thing? Or do you think Starscream is a brand new start to a new wave of MP figures coming out?
So I hope it's a brand new start. I think this has got. I mean, they've got all 3 Seekers up now for pre-order, and the other 2 come out in a month or 2. So they're all about 180, and if you look at the original price of the ones 10 years ago, they're about 150, and you can buy the original MP11s now they're called for £100 roughly per bot. And again, the accessories you get with this now is much more as well. So I would think this is going to continue. I think these are the seekers we've all wanted. I think no one's said a bad thing yet about them. The backpack itself isn't noticeable. What I would say in comparison is that the wings actually feel quite dainty. I've got a couple of images I can just quickly show, which actually it looks like. So it's just a picture of him, and so you got different blast effects. So they give you one each of those two, and then there's another one which looks like he's about to shoot, which I'll share afterwards. You can't see some sharing screen. I tried to put the coronation kit on him from MP11, doesn't quite work, so I didn't really take a picture of that. This is the other blast effects you got up here as well, and you get blast effects as well for his jets as well. He does come with a flight stand. I just tilted it aside for the sake of it. And again, I didn't have time to take pictures of him in robot mode, but you can see here the different jets. So this is the original MP10, this is 11, sorry. This is 52, and then you've got make toys as well. So I am going to sell my make toys. I've decided. I really like it. I think so. I said the wings are quite dainty. It's quite interesting how the wings actually. Because again, Starscream obviously something with wings is quite challenging to fit in someone's scale because again the wings always bump into stuff. These wings actually seem to, I think, actually move quite well. So overall, I'm impressed. And again, even little things like under here, you've got carpet bombs for the play mode, and it does have the radar on the front of the nozzle as well, and these open up as well. Sorry, you can open up the.
I wanted to ask you, just taking away from Starscream just before we're moving on to a new section. I noticed you've been redesigning your room. Is that new display cabinets you've got?
Yes. Yeah, so I want to have my show over there. I've got like down that wall and here, so you'll see in the next coming weeks once.
I mean, if you could share what you got and tell me, and anyone else got idea, because I've obviously getting my garage renovated, so any display cabinets or display boxes or anything like that, share with me because I'm looking to buy some stuff.
Yeah, sure.
For my renovation.
Yeah, I go to your favorite place, IKEA. You mentioned it before on the show, but it's cheap and cheerful. So like this cabinet here behind me, this bookcase, I went for a slightly deeper one. Now I could put bots back and have different scales. And again, we're over here, they're Bestas, so that you can get them in different sizes. I've got the 40 centimeter ones that I can have bots laid back. As you can see, top here, over there, I've got Megatron, and then that's all season one, excluding the construct squads in one place. So you can get quite a lot in there if you wanted to. But I mean they're cheap. So like that one there, I think was like 30 quid, 25 quid for like a 2 meter. It's very decent. So, but again, if I want to, in some places I could put like books behind and have a single figure at the front. So all my like what they call the transform books I displayed last week, I can't remember what they're called now. But again, those books I can have behind and then have things in front as well. So, but it's all about what looks good for you, I guess. This is what I wanted. It took me years to get, I guess, where I want to. I guess once I move it round, so you'll see in a couple of weeks how it's going to look, and you'll see why. I guess I'm going to do it that way. So hopefully it will become clear. But it's just more for me. But again, I've got a nice space in the middle now, so I want to get my rower out and stuff like that. So again, I would say don't rush in with displaying. And what did help me, sorry, just one quick, was I did been watching Bobby Skullface's like reviews on critique on like collections, and it's sort of like almost not do's and don'ts, but just giving general feedback. And I sent mine, and I haven't reviewed it, but just from looking at that and looking at what do you want, I guess, what's important for you when you display your collection, I guess, and it's making sure that you, whatever you decide, don't rush in.
I'll be doing a lot of work with international people, so I want to look professional. But yeah,
it's just make sure you get what you want and don't rush in, don't commit. I guess just try things out. So I bought one or two things, and then I had, just to see if it works or not. And that way, if it didn't work, I get it's an easy out. So I would say just take your time and whatever works for yourself, really. Whatever as long as you're happy at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's what you'll feel comfortable with. I just use that because it gave me ideas. Sorry, Jay, Andy, you were going to ask a question.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Earlier on this evening, you commented about how you transformed your Unicron, and I just noticed it's sitting there still in its planet mode behind you. It just seems a bit strange. You said it's gone. It's a miracle.
No, that's
that was a Generations Unicron.
Was it?
Yeah, it looks big in the background. It's nice because the Nexus is really small.
So I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cool. Right. Did you get anything else, mate?
No.
That's not enough.
That's only like £800 worth of toys.
I'm selling stuff. I'm selling some stuff.
Dear.
All right, cool. Right, so let's try and do a Rohans Corner. So I'm not having much success. So you guys will have to let me know if I've done this pants.
Should we do the mating call for Rohan? I don't know if I should use the word
Mating call. Oh, is that what we're calling it? I mean, it was a call to Rohan. It wasn't a mating call.
Not for us.
Sure,
obviously.
whatever. All right, mating call. Yeah, what the hell? Screw it. Are we? Shall we? Shall we try it?
Rohan.
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 Hang on. Let me do it again.
Rohan.
You see that?
No, I can see us. I can see us on YouTube.
They're worse.
God damn those gremlins!
So glad it wasn't your. So glad it wasn't your
complete
history.
lack of knowledge.
We should ask Kalel Prime how TF Nation does it. Get some of their boys in.
Well, next week
Help
we're
us.
going to use fucking whatever it's called, whatever K is. We use that
BMW.
BBW.
BMW. Is it called BMW?
You mean
PCO.
BBC?
Is he just
BBC?
having trouble because you've got
PCO?
two screens, so every time you share, it's going to the wrong screen?
Is it BTO? BTS.
It is that.
BBS.
Because just pinpoint what you want to share and then put the box around it. So don't have the video full screen. Just put the box around the video. That'll be a quick fix.
This is a bit of a
Box around the
tutorial
video.
for everybody. If you're watching at home,
What?
Please stay with
around
us.
the video.
Yeah, do you know how when you get pinpoint the screen you want to show or share, just put the box around the video. So don't open the video full screen. Just put the box around the video.
So Deluxe is
and then it'll
we
share.
won't show the stash.
Doesn't give me a
That's in
choice to
special
pinpoint.
folder.
Yeah, because
Deluxe
that's
is
what
waiting for Thundercracker and Sculp as well.
You see him now.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Yep.
You hear
Here
him?
we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome
Oh,
back.
we can
to
see part
Zoom
of
out.
him.
Zoom out.
Very
Zoom out.
Thank you guys for the introduction.
see his
and
right
good to be
shoulder.
back. And this week,
Sorry, Rohan.
Sorry. Just for our viewers, Paul
Cursed.
started drinking at about 12 today.
No, I haven't. Literally got in and started doing the show.
Some of us have to go out to work, Alexis. We can't sit around drinking all afternoon. I mean, not me. I was home by 4. I could have started when I wanted. But
It may be
still,
quicker
you know,
to send me the
Paul's been
video
working.
file and then I share. I don't know.
Should we do Fanstoys Innuendo while we're trying to figure it out?
I forgot about Fanstoys Innuendo.
As a trans,
The public will be
Skullface
so
has good tips.
disappointed.
Right.
Yes, what now?
Desatron says Skullface has good tips about
Oh,
the.
good
he does
tips.
Yep. Dave Weber's blue likes Billy bookcases with doors. Again, you can get glass cabinets on most of the IKEAs as well. So if you're not a fan of dust, I recommend that.
Dust.
Or dust.
Anybody?
stains.
Dust.
Let's try
Anybody?
this.
Right, go on. Let's go for it.
Right. Tell me
We
if you
do
can
the
hear it.
intro again, yeah.
No, don't.
No, we've
No,
done it
it's
now.
live. It's too late.
and welcome back
see that?
to
Yes.
My Corner. Thank you guys for the introduction, and it's good to be
Sorry,
back.
Rohan.
And this week on My Corner, I am discussing the upcoming Transformers Kingdom Netflix series and what I expect to see. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is, well, we saw the release of the teaser trailer last week or a week and a bit ago now, which showed a couple of the characters coming up in Kingdom, primarily the Beast Wars characters, as we expected. However, with only a couple of weeks left until the show actually launches on Netflix, I thought now would be a good time to discuss it, considering we've got a huge amount of hype going on for the Beast Wars upcoming movie. So we do definitely seem to be in this Beast era right now. And with the Kingdom toy line sort of coming towards the sort of back end, really, we're talking about the last few waves coming out in the next few months, and some people have already got their figures coming through in terms of the Ark and Galvatron and so on and so forth. Now's a great time to be getting into that section. So here are my predictions for Transformers Kingdom, the Netflix series. Prediction number 1. I don't think we're going to see any new G1 characters coming into this series. The number of models that they're having to create for the Beast Wars characters that we've already seen in that teaser trailer, just Megatron, Primal, Rhinox, Cheetor, Rat Trap, Tigertron, is enough cost that I can't foresee them adding too many more. I'd hope there are a few more Predacons, because just to have Megatron would be a bit silly. And yeah, the number of Maximals to Predacons is obviously massively disproportionate, but there's some great characters there that they can utilize that they've made toys of, like Black Arachnia and Waspinator and so on and so forth. However, it's hard to see because, you know, all of those characters that we've seen so far showcased in that teaser trailer were early wave characters from the toy line, and that's what we saw in Siege and Earthrise. Was the specifically with Siege, was that the early wave characters came out in the first couple of episodes, and then as the show went on, more characters were introduced. So it could be a similar sort of thing happening in this series as well. My next prediction is that we are going to see 2 G1 to an extent characters being introduced. One is going to be the Ark, because every series so far has heavily focused on the Titan class character, and obviously so, because it's a large price point, it's an expensive toy, and they have to sell the toy, and so therefore they have to have the Ark. Now technically they've had the Ark in Earthrise and it's going to crash. Are we actually going to see the Ark turn into the last Autobot or whatever his name is? I don't know. Maybe we'll just see the Ark embedded in the volcano, or showcasing some elements like Teletran 1, that sort of thing. Maybe that will be the case. If that is, then I think a lot of fans will be disappointed, because there won't be enough of the whole transformation and selling point for that. The other is Rodimus Prime, because in Siege we had a huge amount of Jetfire Commander class. In Earthrise they somehow shoehorned in Skylynx for an episode or two. He didn't really do much, but he was there, and I can't see them getting away with the 80-pound Rodimus Prime figure without putting him into the show. So I think he will be there, and if he's there, then potentially Galvatron might have some case to come back again. Even though we've already seen him in Earthrise, the toy obviously coming out in Kingdom, then maybe we'll actually get to see a little bit more Galvatron in Kingdom as well. And we saw Ultra Magnus. So here's prediction number 3 for me. I think Ultra Magnus is coming back as some sort of zombie. I think he's been resurrected by the Decepticons or the Quintesson to do their bidding, and that could be the story arc. We see those blocks behind him and Prime when they're having their little feud, although it's not clear whether or not it is actually Prime versus Magnus. That could be there to trick us. We see those blocks, and I think that could be either he's coming back to fight the Quintesson battle for the Quintessons like they did with Prime in G1, or it's another of those sort of vision quests or dreams that Prime had about Nemesis Prime, because there was the mention of I am your nemesis. So there could be something there about that. My next prediction is that we will see predominantly the Beast characters in this series. I think a majority of the characters that we saw in Siege and Earthrise are going to drop round into the background. Characters who didn't get a lot of lines, like Ironhide and Mirage, those kind of characters are going to disappear from the forefront, and I think you'll see Prime and Megatron from the respective sort of leadership positions combining forces with the Beast characters, and then having some sort of epic battle and coming to a conclusion in that sense. And I think a lot of the G1 fans will be disappointed, but this is the way in which they're trying to transition from G1 to Beast Wars, especially as I mentioned with that movie coming up. They're trying to focus the characters that way, and hopefully if they do it well and they do some homage back to the original Beast Wars characters, you know, getting some of those classic lines in there, some of the voice acting, although Primals didn't sound anything like Primal, but you know, it was a generic person's voice. And we know that the voice acting in the War for Cybertron series has been pretty poor on the whole. I would still like to see some of the elements from Cybertron continue, especially the likes of what happened with Shockwave and with Jetfire, Elita 1. Starscream's gone off with Megatron now, so hopefully he stays around and continues his plights. But yeah, those are my predictions for Kingdom. I'm not overly optimistic that it's going to be everything for everyone, because I think ultimately there's again too much to shove into 6 episodes, especially with so many new characters to thrust in, and therefore there also needs to be some sort of new story arc as well, and how they're going to explain the Earth, and maybe the VOC will be involved. I would love to see the VOC involved in that. I don't know if there's enough time or story space to do that, but hey, these are my predictions. What do you all think? It'd be great to hear from you all. Let us know what you think's coming up in the Kingdom series for another week. I've been Rohan. Back to the studio.
Hey boys, we've been rumbled. Well, let's bounce.
Andy, have you got your freezer on or something? Because you seem to be making sound all the time.
I'm muted, mate, and I've been all the way through Rohan's Corner.
Yeah, I just wondered.
No. Just my own natural vibrations.
Rohan looks as though he's been working out, doesn't he? He's had his
He's
gun.
looking good.
Yeah. Maybe it was a meeting call. Rohan.
You've been warned, Rohan. Anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Paul's
Dave,
still muted, just in case he doesn't know.
Yeah, Dave's commented that all
Sorry.
the way through that he could see me in the corner rather than
Yeah, you
you
were
this
just
week,
doing
Paul.
this.
I'm looking down at the chat while trying to listen to what Rohan's saying. That was I'm like Rohan though. I'm not. I haven't got high hopes for Kingdom. I hope that we're proven wrong and what they get 1 out of 3 right, like really right. But I'm not hopeful.
What do you think, Jamie?
I think the Ultra Magnus thing looks more like a dream sequence to me, like because they're cheap and bad writers, so they'll probably go for the cheesy dream sequence. I'm kind of hoping we'll get to see more Predacons or something like that, but who knows? I just don't have much hope. I feel hope.
Fool's hope.
I just need a Gandalf to come and give me, hope.
Dave Wallace, how dare you? How dare you suggest that I'd be sat here picking my nose through Rohan's Corner? I am a professional. I'll do it now. There we go.
Right. It's time for Fanstoys Innuendo.
Finally.
Ooh.
Oof. Is that time?
Oh, what time is it?
Chico time.
Those eyes, they stare straight into your soul.
It's
He
Chico
is coming.
time.
And I can't wait.
Oh, it needs more beaks. I
Oh,
feel.
shit. Well, that's Fanstoys Innuendo
Wait,
this
wait,
week.
Awesome.
It's going so well.
And we still can't guess it. I don't know.
Oh, can anybody guess what it is?
Is
I'm at a
it?
Outrider.
Maybe. I don't know.
Just look at Chico one more time. Say bye, Chico. Oh, no, discussion time. Right.
The computer gods have decided, nope.
Fuck my life. Right. Is it time for discussion?
What's the discussion this week?
Viewers' questions.
It was,
I have
yes.
no idea. Is it? Yeah, oh, yeah. There you go. I couldn't remember. Hooray.
So
I
if
do
you
my
have
homework.
a discussion question, then just pop it into the chat. So the first one came up, and the first one I saw earlier was people were noticed that there'd been some color change to your beard, Jamie. So 2 people brought it up, and then they said there was a lack of grey. So I said, obviously, no, it's just your natural manliness.
Oh no, it's actually.
I said it was just for men.
I've got a medical condition which is vitiligo, which means I've got no pigment.
There you go.
And so, so sometimes what I tend to do is I dye my beard, and I actually have to have a beard because when I used to work, when I'd be in schools and stuff like that, or even in universities, places of higher education, what would happen is that by the time that the afternoon would happen, I would have an afternoon shadow. But because I had vitiligo, it would mean half my face would look dark and be patchy. So I would have staff come up to me, or heads or people I would work for, and they would go, it would be very good if you were able to shave. Because they just presumed I wasn't able to shave rather than realise.
Was it that thick as well as it is now, like from one afternoon of not shaving?
No, it wouldn't be that thick, but it was quite obvious. Because I got vitiligo, you would look as though it was clear, and the other side would be rough. So it was basically, I used to get a lot of hassle, and you'd have to explain to them, and then they would get offended because I didn't make it clear that I had a medical condition. So obviously, to skip all that, I've gone with a beard and then a diet just to make them happy, not for myself.
There you
go. When I'm out working, it makes it easier. Saves a lot of discussion.
Question answered. Next one was Alexis. Do you dye your pubes?
As if he doesn't have shaved them off. Come on.
What?
Oh, I bet
Smooth
your
down
balls.
there.
Yeah,
What
like a
pubes?
baby.
What pubes? What pubes?
One day when puberty kicks in.
Absolutely gone. Another question. About the beard.
Manscape.
Feel free to chuck a
I haven't
question.
really
at us.
answered it, though. Do you shave or do you?
Many more beard questions.
Oh, Exelian XLR, good old Brad, has asked who is the most likely to break off and start their own YouTube channel like Ginger Spice did to Blazing Squad. God, I love the Blazing Squad references.
More fire cream.
Thank you, Alfire. Alfire said I'm a stunner, so fuck you guys. Fuck
Who's
you.
most likely to go solo? I would say
Alexis.
Paul
Remember-
or
No,
Alexis.
Alexis on April Fool's Day, and I was fucking knackered, and I was driving to work at like 5 a.m. And you said, "Guys, I'm leaving the show," and I was like, "Oh, dick!" I put my phone down.
Was
in case
that when
I'm
I sent the
driving.
response saying, "All right, fair enough, we'll get someone else"? Yeah, he was really offended. And I knew you were kidding.
I didn't. I was true, so I was doing the Congo. I was going, yes.
I had to send a quick message back to one of the lads. No, sorry, it was a joke. It was a joke. Don't worry.
No.
Keep it short.
Cancel everything, Milan. Just cancel it all. Put the beer back in the fridge.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah.
Dazatron's asked another one. If you could get a Transformer tattoo, what would you get and where?
I would get it on my knob because there's plenty of space there. You could do a lot of. You could do an
For a
entire
Micromaster,
poster.
perhaps?
So romantic. Mei Ling must be downstairs going, "That's
So
my
lucky. That's my man.
I'll
If
probably
Bailey's
sex him.
watching, if you could book it in for his Christmas present,
Oh, dear.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that. No backsies.
It's got to be a female artist, though. Sorry.
Oh dear.
I would get a Autobot symbol. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? That's the one which looks coolest. I think lots of people have it now, so that doesn't mean it's not cool. I just think an Autobot symbol, nicely done, maybe on your chest. I can't think of anything I'd ever want tattooed, to be honest.
Is that
Maybe-
because you're a good boy? Because you get an Autobot symbol, not a bad boy like a Decepticon.
Oh,
I
I'm
want to be a
getting
bad
either a Decepticon insignia or I use a picture on Twitter for my profile, and it's a picture of Double Dealer in like a thinking pose with knock and scar on each shoulder, like a devil and an angel. And I'd probably get something like that, but I don't know where. Probably on my arm, somewhere
If you want
boring.
If you want to get something like bad to make you look, why wouldn't you get like something, a picture of like the Khmer Rouge or like Pal Pot,
It's a little
like on your arm?
because that's a little bit dodgy, isn't it? Really,
Darling.
I would.
get the whole gang.
Oh,
would-
you
I
are
would-
evil. You got the Deception and Khmer
Yeah.
Rouge. Yep, get
But
yeah.
wasn't there like wasn't the victims
Pretty
of the
Patel on
Khmer Rouge? Didn't they actually have like someone photoshopped them to have them smiling to show? But communism isn't that bad. These people enjoyed being, genocide victims.
I don't know. I just like toys. That's far too deep a conversation for me.
Alexis, what would you
I-
get tattooed?
I would get seeker wings, like
Like
angel
angel
wings on my shoulders with the Decepticon symbol, like this
Oh,
across my shoulders.
yeah, like a
And I
tramp
just-
stamp, like butterflies at near your butt.
exactly. So let's make toys, and so
It's almost like he just wanted to show off his toy again.
So
I'm sure it wasn't that.
I've actually got MP52's head on this one, but again,
dear.
I mean,
So
can
bad
see
of
the
you to
difference.
think like that, Andy. So bad of you.
yes.
No,
And sorry,
so,
last thing about the gun
So
actually has the gun actually as well.
Why are you
oh, look,
saying
we're
that?
back on this.
it has a handle. It has a handle.
I can't
You can actually
imagine
hold it like
why
a
I thought
gun.
that, Jay.
Handle as well. It's amazing.
Oh dear.
I'm done. I would, yeah, Seeker Wings.
What did you say? What you get again, Paul? Did you say you just get a boring Autobot symbol somewhere?
That's not boring. That's
It's
what I get.
boring, for God's sake.
What else would I get? What?
So
Fucking
vanilla.
Picture of a warpath on my ass.
Yes.
What?
Jonathan,
I don't get it. If you
Sideswipe on
genuinely
it in
meant
its
it,
cheek.
what would you get on your body?
CJ
Jonathan-
face on your inner thigh.
yeah, that would be interesting.
Oh, any
So-
mode, yeah, apart from the fucking plane
Paul's
mode.
going around killing people with CGH tattoos. Jonathan Redmond asked a question. Sorry, I got the name wrong there. Jonathan Redmond. He said, "Do you think we'll get any more class or Titan class figures? And if so, which one?"
Don't we have
Think-
one lined up apparently for Kingdom? And then they were saying that might be the last one.
Do you not think with the arc they're running out of the line, like they're running out of Titans?
Mhm.
Primus.
create.
We've got Primus for, haven't we?
But the arc looks like it could be somebody has already done a digibash of it into a tidal wave type
Yeah.
figure, and that looked in robot mode at least really good. But it depends, is tidal wave that
Primus.
iconic to
Would they
Primus.
repaint Unicron?
Why not?
they probably will, just to make more money off the mold.
Yeah, and I'll buy it.
And that'll cost twice what the original did.
And I'll buy it.
And we'll have the race to see whether Jamie or Lexus gets it first.
I know, Lexus
which is
will never
entertaining.
transform it.
Oh, one thing I forgot to say was thank you to Arifire, who directed me to Mark to get the Fanstoys Cyclonus. So thank you, Arifire. Please check his YouTube channel out.
I
It
think,
is. It's fantastic.
I think since we've got the arc, which is kind of like the last Autobot, then we might, in that homage and that line, it's the G2 comics, wasn't it? We might get the last Decepticon. Not the last Decepticon, the evil Decepticon, the one who was in charge of the Cybertronian Empire. Maybe that might be an idea.
Oh Christ, what was his name? Was he Jaxus?
No, not Juraxis. That was,
Well,
he was like one of the
we've got a
lieutenants.
different Jaxus now, but
Yeah.
was it called that in the G2
No,
comics?
no. Remember,
Leader of
it was
the
the
Bad Guys?
evil Decepticon you saw at the very last issue. So he's like a lieutenant. Juraxis is just like a commander.
Oh right.
Yeah, and then it's an evil Decepticon who's the equivalent of Primus, and he's in
Oh.
charge of the Cybertronian Empire, and that's why the Decepticons and Autobots combined, because these guys were too evil, or could I say too clinical and cold, even for the Decepticons.
I knew they ganged up against it. I didn't realize. I haven't read all of the G2 stuff, so I didn't realize that there was a big planet-sized.
Well, I don't think
Non-Unicron.
planet-sized. He was pretty damn big, though. He was more like the last Autobot. The last Autobot wasn't planet-sized. He was more, just big. But
So in answer to that question, we have ideas. So there
Borders
could
do
be
Borders said Hilton Fish Fingers. That's not a euphemism for something. Hilton Fish Finger. Have you tried it? Or are you going to try it when TFN returns to the Brum? Secondary pool question. What was your favourite eating at what lovely English? What's your favourite
What's your favourite eating?
What was your favourite meal you had at TFN?
Easy, that one. Firstly, on the fish finger sandwich, I don't like fish fingers, so no, I probably won't bother. And on the favourite meal, it was the constant supply of liquid lunch that we enjoyed for most of the time, because I don't remember much of the meals that we had. Did we eat during the whole time we were there? The whole
we
weekend?
went out to the shopping centre, didn't we?
We did. And we went to that, was it Mexican place? And
Yeah.
all I remember is you drinking foot cocktails or whatever they're
Yeah.
called.
Cocktails that taste of feet.
we were
Yeah.
drunk quite a lot, weren't we? Very
We were,
drunk.
we were drinking pretty
Were we?
constantly.
Were all of us drunk?
We'd all
Yeah.
come downstairs and it would
Do
be
you
like,
think
what time
we've
is
got
it? 11 o'clock. Let's get a pint. Just while we're waiting, just warm up.
Oh, I really miss it. Like, honestly, it was brilliant. Fuck.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like being on a lad's holiday, but it's in a Transformers place. It's just having a laugh, and it's not about pulling. It's just about literally drinking bots and having a
And I
laugh.
remember Alexis being really nice and buying me, Len, and Claire dinner as well, because we were obviously
Did
too
he?
drunk to
Were you
consider
there?
it.
You
We
need to
were
stop
there.
him when he does
Was he
that.
just romancing them? Hang on.
Remember, we're at the carts, weren't we? We went to the carts.
Yeah.
It was chili, and there was pizza. There was something else. There was like fried chicken or something, wasn't there as well? There was like all the major food groups.
I'm not going to lie, I don't.
Because we were quite
Must be
drunk
good.
and inconsiderate.
I remember him doing it. I remember him.
That doesn't sound like me, Jamie.
Borden
Oh,
who
dear.
said cheese pizza in Hilton is awesome. BT.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've had
awesome.
one of
I
them.
do
I
love
do
them.
remember that. They are quite
The
nice.
little stalls they do are really nice, aren't they? Some nice
Yeah.
food.
Stools.
Yeah,
Yeah, the stalls with food.
and he
I
has
know,
no
just the way you
idea.
say it, stools. It's another word for shit. Anyway, moving on.
No, stool, not stool.
Right, Mick said pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Andy, yes or no?
I don't hate it. I just wouldn't
Alexis?
choose it.
No,
Oh, Jamie,
no, it's
It's
weird.
free, yes.
it's free.
Do you know, I went
Yes,
to
always.
a place called Vietnamese Kitchen the other week, and they had pineapple in the curry, and it sucked up all the spice and all the juice. So you had this tangy, spicy bit of pineapple. It was really quite interesting.
Right.
This turned into a cookery show now.
Spice
We're talking a lot about food.
Lovely it was.
Also, Mick had another good question, and I'd like to know the answer. Do you have shares invested in Bobby Skullface, Alexis?
No, he's just
Does
joined
he-
the cult of
Does
Bobby
he sponsor
Skullface.
you?
No.
Do you
I
pray?
do
You have a
not.
shrine? Is that why you rearranged the room so we can't see the Bobby Skullface shrine?
Igor Stravinsky said he's got one eye on us and one eye on the Italy-Belgian game, which isn't a question,
Ooh.
but my question would be if you want to update the scores, that'd be cool. But what happened with
Yeah, if you want to tell us what the score is.
Switzerland and Spain?
Switzerland.
Oh,
Spoilers in
Switzerland
case
won.
anybody's seen it. Don't listen. Switzerland lost on pens. They were
I
down
saw
to
it.
10
10
men.
minutes to go
Yeah.
to start the show.
Was it 1-1 then? Was it? And then it went to
It was
penalty.
one. Yeah, finished 1-1. Went to pens, and they lost, unfortunately.
Right, favorite Defenders of the Earth character from Borders Do? Defenders of the Earth, Defenders.
Phantom.
Yeah, I was going to say Phantom too, probably.
Delusion.
Mandrake, because he's well dressed.
Don't know. I'm not as old as you. I don't.
I thought,
I don't know what that is.
well,
He says.
you posted a picture today, Paul, didn't you, of you looking like Ming the Merciless? So
No, that was the other day.
That was a different day.
You're
put that on
very,
the- I think
very disappointingly not
we'll
old.
we'll
now,
get that. We'll get that. Is that on the show? Bruce? The show channel? We'll get it on the show channel.
I wonder if I could just quickly find that picture to share with the people. Because the people want to see you as Ming the Merciless.
Does
I have a friend
anyone
Let's ask
who
the
have a
works-
people.
favourite
Tell
goblet?
us.
Someone
Friend
asked,
who works in marketing, and anytime we're on the same team school, he takes pictures of me and WhatsApp them to me. And but then we do a thing where like someone important will be speaking, like a director, and I'll spotlight him. So suddenly will come up with his face, and his face will be all over the screen. And the directors don't understand how to use Teams, so they're like, "Oh, how have I done that?" And,
Dave,
it's funnier if you're there.
I hope they
Probably.
don't ever watch this.
you've
Sack
got
him.
to be there to soak up the atmosphere. Dave Wave Blue, he's asked, do you have a favourite GoBot? And I ask you back, Dave, does anyone have a favourite GoBot?
Do you know what? I'm going to say I do, because I remember having a GoBot that turned into a, it was like a UFO. It was black with like
Oh, yeah.
red windows. It turned into something like a UFO. It's the only one I really remember having. I'm sure we had other
Advisor.
ones. There was a submarine one we had as well as kids, but that one
Yeah.
I liked. I couldn't tell you what it was called. Somebody will know in the comments, I'm sure. So I'm just going to watch.
Who was I like Crasher. Crasher was always she was a bitch. I liked her. And then obviously Turbo was the opposite, wasn't she? The red car, space car, race car.
You strike me as a big scooter fan.
No, that was Jamie. Jamie was a scooter, wasn't he?
My
Discussed it.
favorite was Scooter. There's my Scooter.
I love all his songs.
Oh dear. Borders Dudes also asked, how would you bring in Mask and Visionaries into the Hasbro universe?
Poorly, we would if we were writing.
If we were doing it, we'd be terrible. They're just there. It's just our favourite ones.
It'll be Christmas time. We get a cracker. Someone pulls it, and they're all fucking there. The end.
I don't know how you. Right, I've got the Transformers Visionaries crossover comic book series, and I don't mind it. It changes a hell of a lot of the Visionaries backstory and the characters and designs and everything, which fair enough. But I think it is quite hard to do. I think that's the problem. I'd rather see Mask and Visionaries come back as their own thing, stand alone. Especially Mask, because I just feel like, I'd love to see Visionaries, but I think that's far less likely. Mask, I think, was more
No,
universally
follow your
popular.
dream. Don't go for the piss option just because it's more likely.
Valley of Dream.
Yeah, Visionaries, that's what we want. Not
Yeah,
somebody who
Hasbro,
puts on a
sort
stupid
it out.
mask. Yeah.
Now,
I want
and
someone
then
who puts
Mask,
on
please.
stupid armour as well. No, I want the whole thing.
You always hear about like Mask and Visionaries things being in development and never coming to fruition. So we live in hope. Who knows? Dazatron, what a question.
Transformer Fanstoys. Not exactly, but pretty much there.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly it. That looks perfect. I just
Have
stopped
you
there
followed,
now.
have you, when you follow the cockpit in, be careful.
Done it, mate, already.
That's it.
No,
Completed
there's two pins.
it. Completed
You know.
it, mate.
You know what I
don't
mean?
know if a person who can't transform unicorn should be able to give giving advice to someone.
Are we just going to say Unicron?
I transform quietest I can do for fun. It's nowhere to put. It's on its box
dear.
still. I've got nowhere to put it in my new setup. I still have nowhere to put it because I mismeasured.
He could be transformed and put on his box. So.
Pathfinder, thank you.
Right.
Who's that? Pathfinder. Daniel Stevenson, thank you. It was Pathfinder that I had, the GoBot.
Which is also another really good Carl Urban movie, Pathfinder. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney.
Are you
Plus
sponsored by him as well?
Star. If you get Star,
Oh,
it's on
it's a
that.
legend,
Really
isn't
good.
he? He
Carl
does
Urban
loads
is
of
a
great
legend.
stuff.
He does.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
dear.
I think that's it now for Transformers the show. Permanently.
Permanently.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We've had enough now.
I think if we
What
answer
episode
that,
did we
Someone
get to? We're gonna
Who
hit?
was it? Someone said
If-
something about Zoom, like how do you know how to use its features and stuff? Like that's the question. And it's not Zoom letting us down, it's us letting Zoom down. And I wouldn't be surprised if Zoom wrote to us and said, would you stop using us? Like just use someone else because you're a rich shit. So next week we'll be on StreamYard. We'll try and work out how to use it. Kato uses it. Look at Andy being frozen. Shall I spotlight him? All right, let's spotlight this. Spotlight for everyone. Oh no, he's unfrozen. Oh,
Sorry about that.
no, we'll have to let it go.
I'm back.
I've been the best bit of the show. Right, cool. So join us next week for more for better shenanigans.
It doesn't get better than this, Paul.
Just work loads. My boss is back next week.
Oh,
So
It's still
So-
based in
so
BBC
hot.
Scotland.
Oh, dear me.
is it StreamYard? Whatever RFI uses and Kato, we're using that next week. Right.
I look forward to it.
Cool. So what's the Twitter, please? So Jamie,
TF
Oh, no,
Show
not yet.
UK.
Instagram.
Transformers the show.
Cool. And if you go to TF UK on Facebook or Transformers the show on Facebook, there's groups there for you to join, mate, and have a chat in it. Blood. See you next week.
Lads.
Au revoir.
Bye, guys. Bye.